Hi, Joe. Welcome to Florida Biz Connect, and we're going to talk a little bit about debt elimination today.
Okay.
So, what is it?
Okay. So the debt elimination that most people know is when you do debt consolidation, debt settlement, and bankruptcy. Now, the one thing that all three of those have in common, do you know?
I have no idea.
Your credit score tanks.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Yep. So if you're considering debt consolidation or debt elimination, I tell people, listen, if you're not going to do my program and you're not going to, and you're considering this, I'd rather you go bankruptcy.
Mhm.
The one thing that bankruptcy has that debt consolidation and settlement don't have are guarantees.
What is a guarantee?
Meaning, when you go into bankruptcy, regardless of what chapter you do, you have certain guarantees. It's backed by the federal or state government, whichever. If you're doing chapter 7, they tell you, hey, your debt's wiped out, you're good, and you have a piece of paper that says these creditors cannot come after you. If you do chapter 11 or 13, you have a structured way of paying your debt, and there's a piece of paper that says you can't come after me for more than that because I have a piece of paper that says this is what I'm doing. When you do debt consolidation or debt elimination, they go debt elimination. No, that's what I do. Debt consolidation or debt settlement.
Okay.
There are no guarantees. The first thing they tell you is, let's stop paying your credit cards. Just stop. Everything that you're paying towards your credit card, you're going to give it to us, not me, to other people. You're going to give it to that company, and that company is going to build like a pot of money.
Hmm.
And then they're going to contact the credit card companies, and they're going to say, hey, listen, instead of paying you the $50,000 that we owe you, we're going to offer you 10. There's no guarantee that they accept it. They could say, no, go fly a kite. We want our 50. And if you don't give us our 50, we're going to ruin your credit score and we're going to take you to court. Sometimes they do accept the offer, but again, the biggest problem is that there's no guarantees. And now at this point, your credit score's tanked, and you have this credit card company that could possibly come after you. And even if they accept a settlement, in that scenario that I just told you, if you have $50,000 and they forgive 40,000, they take that 40,000 and they send it to you as a 1099, and now you have to pay taxes on that.
Yes, I did that in my 20s
Mm-hmm.
because I thought I was a Miami girl. I could afford to go to Miami restaurants. But it was a small amount. It was like 15,000. It did ruin my credit. So at first, about 6 to 7 years, it was horrible. And then once I hit my early 30s, I was fine. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm only 30 now, but I don't know how that happened. Um, so yeah, I get the process. It was, if I wanted to buy a house at that time or if I wanted to, it was completely
Yeah.
out of it. So,
And luckily for you, you did it when you were young. So your credit score tanked a little bit and you have the time to recover. Unfortunately for me, I'm 50.
mhm.
If I was in a situation like that and I tank my credit score now, I mean, what if I lose my house? What if I need to buy a new car and my credit score's tanked? I have to depend on my wife's credit.
Mhm.
And if you're trying to become financially independent, it's just not good to have a bad credit score.
I mean, it's a good lesson to learn as a teenager,
Yes, it is.
early 20s. You know,
Yes, it is.
I don't want my kids to go through it, but they need that lesson kind of. So,
So my program, the reason it's different is that the first thing that I tell everybody is, look, my program is guaranteed.
mhm.
The only thing I can guarantee is that you're going to follow the program. But if you follow the program the way that we tell you to do it, you're guaranteed to get out of debt in the time frame that I tell you.
So no casa tua every Friday.
Hmm?
No casa tua every Friday.
No.
No. Okay.
So if I tell you you're going to get out of debt in 5 years, that's backed by the program and the tech that we have in place.
Okay.
It's a program called Equity Excel. Equity Excel is the tech, and whole life policies are the vehicle where we park your money. It's similar to infinite banking, but with a very narrow focus on debt elimination.
Mhm.
The idea is that you pump money into this life insurance policy. As the money grows within the policy, we take a loan from that policy, we pay off your debt, and we start with the lowest balances. There's a few different strategies, but the main two that people use are either debt snowball, where you pay the lowest balances, or debt avalanche, where you pay the highest interest rate. We focus on debt snowball. The reason is it's much easier to pay a credit card with $1,000, even if it has a high interest rate, than to pay a credit card with $10,000 because it has the highest interest rate.
It's also like a personal, like you feel like you did something.
Exactly.
Yeah, it creates.
Yep. It's also
I went through counseling.
it's mental. Yes, it's absolutely mental.
Yeah.
So you pay that off, and
And
then
don't shut it down, right?
no, you
Yeah.
keep your credit card.
That's
You
what you
don't
told me.
you don't get rid of it. You just take that card, put it away, don't use it.
Mhm.
But the idea is that you keep your credit alive. You're not getting rid of that card. You're not canceling that card. All of that hurts your credit. Now, here's the part where a lot of people fail when they're doing it on their own and they don't have a strategy. When you pay off a card, you don't just keep the money that you were paying towards that card and start spending it.
Mm-hmm.
What makes this powerful is that let's say you're paying off $1,000 card and you're paying $20 as the minimum payment. Well, you take that $20 and now you start applying it to the life insurance. You build up your money again. Now you pay the next card, and the next card's going to have a minimum payment that's a little bit higher. Probably the balance is a little higher, but then once you pay that off, you start, and that's where the snowball comes in. You're snowballing all those minimum payments into the life insurance. So you eventually get to the point where you're paying hundreds and thousands of dollars extra into the life insurance, but it's because you're no longer paying them towards your debt.
And then if I want to like buy a car, does it work the same as if I did it for my business? I take the money out of there.
You can, but we always recommend you hold off on doing that until you're debt free.
Yeah. Like after you're debt free.
Yeah, because you don't want to do that in the middle of the program and then all of a sudden you set yourself back. But it doesn't mean you can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just highly recommended that you don't. Like, stick with the car that you have until, if you have catastrophic failure, you need a new car, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But the idea here is that, first of all, you get to pay off all your revolving debt.
Mm-hmm.
We help people pay off their mortgages. We help people pay the mortgages off any investment properties they have. And we even help people pay off their student loans. So we help a lot of attorneys, doctors, and dentists. They're high income earners, but they have these massive student loans.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't know how to get out of them. So the first thing we do is we sit with them, never consolidate your loans. That's the worst thing you can do. And some of you may disagree with me, but consolidating your loans is horrible because you're putting all your money into one big pot and there's nothing to snowball. The snowball effect is what makes this program so effective. If you don't have nothing to snowball, then you're basically sitting around hoping to build up this pot of money big enough, but it doesn't grow nearly as fast.
Can you also do this as like when you're investing in your child's education? Like, how does because we have one that's already going to college this year, but I have a 10-year-old. So like right now I have an 829 for her. But what, 529?
529.
529.
Yeah.
I'm like, that sounds weird. How would I do that?
So a 529 is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest difference between something like a 529 and what I do is that a 529, everything is based on the stock market, usually.
Mm-hmm.
You put your money in there and you have someone that invests your money on your behalf, but that's based in the stock market. There are no guarantees in the stock market. It could go up, it could go down. So in the policies that I sell, they have guarantees. If the policy says your money is going to be X in year 1, year 2, year 3, there's no getting out of it.
So it's not an index fund. It's actually like its own.
It's a life insurance policy. What they invest their money in are things that are very, very conservative. They have to provide that money because contractually they said they would. So there's no saying, oh, well, we thought that the market was going to do that. I don't care what you're saying. You told me. And so they have to provide it. Now, the only things that are not guaranteed are the dividends. But with the companies we use, they've been paying dividends for over 100 years.
Okay. That's awesome. Yeah, this gives me a lot to think of now. Because it's a different way of thinking about how we're reinvesting your money.
Yeah. I mean, this is aside from the debt elimination, but this kind of goes back into the topic of infinite banking, where you set up a policy for a child for as little as $200-300 a month.
Mm-hmm.
You basically pay into this policy when they're old enough, where they're going to college. They have a little bit of a fund in there where they can pay for books, they can pay for a little used car, but it's something that you've invested in over 18, 19 years. And the best thing is that if you have a super smart child like you do, and they get all these scholarships and they don't need any money for anything, they can also use this money as like seed money if they want to open a business or invest. This is seed money for anything they want to use it for. So
got it. All right, thank you so much.
Absolutely.